Hello and welcome to this week's Glasstire Top 5. It is the week of June 6th, 2019. I'm Brandon Zech.
I'm Christina Rees.
And we have a fun little beginning of summer list for you this week.
You could say it's fun. There's a lot of really apocalyptic stuff in this list.
Isn't that fun?
And
Isn't the apocalypse fun? Plus just a show about baked goods. And who doesn't love baked goods?
Okay, and with that...
Number 5 this week is a show of works by Alexis Ramos. The show is called Deceptively Delicious. It's at the South Texas College Library Art Gallery in Willasco, Texas. So Alexis Ramos came to South Texas College as a culinary student and either morphed into an art student or was an art student all along and began making these ceramic cakes. So using kind of that culinary interest in using cake piping and decorating mechanisms to make like slip cast and ceramic cakes. The images that we've seen of this are so great. I'm just kind of a little bit of a sucker for fake food or just fake hyper realistic, well done, badly done. I love it all. Just bring it to me. And it's running concurrently with South Texas College's 13th annual ceramic conference also, which is later this month.
You and Amy Sedaris and your fixation on fake food.
You know how it goes.
So number 4 on our list this week is at Road to Art in Dallas. I know that we talk about these guys every once in a while on the top 5. There's a reason for that, and it's nice that they're together. It's Joaquin West and Thor Johnson. Now Joaquin is based in Galveston at this point. Thor is still in Dallas. Talk about apocalyptic. The show is called Broken. It's 2 solo shows, but they really are kind of a pair.
They're hand in hand.
They sure are. Joaquin does these extravagant, baroque, post-apocalyptic drawings. I think they're powerful. They're real difficult. Some of it takes on larger themes of hatred and racism and anti-Semitism, and although some of it is much more personal, about personal breaks, so to speak. So a lot of turmoil in these drawings, and very, very meticulously done. There's a lot to see in them. You can kind of dive in. And then Thor Johnson, he does a lot of different kinds of things. I think these are mostly his kind of very strange rendered, computer-rendered digital images of... I'm going to quote him on this because he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and yet this is his artist statement for this show. When the United States of America breaks down in widespread civil unrest in the near future, I will become a powerful and dangerous military dictator-style ruler, warlord of some significant area or enclave of the balkanized former USA, and I will rule over the few surviving human apes with an iron fist.
I mean, he did run for president at one point, or he ran for president. Him and Joaquin both, or they campaigned together.
They did, and you know what? Our country would be in a much better place right now if they had actually become our president. Number 3 on our list this week is an unveiling of a major public artwork in San Antonio by San Antonio artist Margarita Cabrera. It is called Arbol de la Vida, Memorias y Voces de la Tierra, which means essentially Tree of Life. It is 40 feet tall, 80 feet across. There are 700 ceramic sculptures. These are all taken from the community and made by the community. This is like a 2 to 3 year piece in the making.
Yeah, the piece has been in process since 2017. It was commissioned by the San Antonio River Foundation, and it's kind of part of this process of connecting some of the Riverwalk with other areas of the Riverwalk. So throughout public workshops and throughout storytellings and kind of weaving personal stories into these objects that have become a part of the sculpture, it's really been a community process. And that was Margarita's whole goal with this project. Number 2 this week is an exhibition at the Art Museum of South Texas in Corpus Christi. It's a show of works by Corpus Christi-based artist, longtime Corpus Christi-based artist, Kent Olberg. The show's called Celebrating the Wild and Wonderful. It opened in May. It's on view through August.
Yeah, he is originally from Sweden, but he's been living and working in Corpus Christi for 40 years. He does animals and wildlife, and he's actually a pretty distinguished wildlife artist and takes his cue from Audubon. In fact, the National Academy of Design elected him as a full academician, and he's the first wildlife artist since John James Audubon to get that. So we've seen a little bit of this work because that particular museum owns more than a dozen of his works and had some of them up last time we were down there, which was pretty recently, and they were getting ready for this show. This is a major show. There are 64 sculptures. These are very sensitive and careful renderings of these wonderful animals. This is right up my alley, just like fake food is yours, animals is mine. I think this is terrific work. It's a major show, major retrospective. So number 1 on our list opens this Friday at Art League Houston. It is Daniel Heimbinder. He is a Houston-based artist. We have just run a really nice piece by Peter Lucas, a preview of this show.
And we've swung back to the apocalypse.
No, we sure have. And big, really involved drawings that take a long time. The New York Times has called Heimbinder a ferocious talent. As Peter Lucas has put it, he's kind of stopped paying attention to the art world, the machinations of the art world and the art market, and kind of retreated into this much more introspective way of making work. These works take a very long time, but these are large-scale drawings. They're sort of portraits of Houston, past, present, future. Again, very Baroque, somewhat difficult, quite darkly satirical. And this is going to probably be the only time that you can see all 3 of these large-scale drawings together. A couple of these pieces are going to go straight into private collections elsewhere after this show.
This is the second show on our list that kind of has a contemporary Hieronymus Bosch feel to it. This and Thor's and Joaquin's pieces all kind of go hand in hand with this intense narrative that has these kind of segmented storylines that all connect overarchingly, but at the same time kind of live within themselves. And that's the list for the week.
That is our list for this week. So I am in Lubbock. Obviously, I haven't unpacked yet. I'm in a residency. This is my first residency. I'm using it as a writer's residency over the summer, and I haven't really gotten my bearings yet because I just got here a few days ago, but I'm really looking forward to it. What are you doing this weekend?
There are a couple shows opening in Galveston this weekend, and there's also a new Space Stone Galveston Rising Tide Projects with a show by Lauren Moya Ford, one of our contributors. So I haven't seen that yet, so I'm going to head down to Galveston and go see some art.
All right. Wherever you are in Texas, that is your cue from us, is go see some art.